Good evening, everyone. It's Muriel with Miss Cooper's Coop After Dark. So how is everyone tonight? I hope we're doing good. I'm feeling kind of good. This is an early night, so let's do the time check so we can show everyone what time it is, and it is 11 o'clock. And you know that's pretty early for me, but I'm finished my projects. So I want to share with you what I've been doing because I have just been in here. It's been raining all day, so I have been in here creating all day. Just, I just make the time. In between crafting, I do wash clothes. In between crafting, I do cook. I do make up the beds. But then it's right back here in this chair. So anyway, tonight after I made that beautiful, and by the way, thank you for your comments regarding the Chunky Charm display case, because everyone thinks it is just wow, just like I think it's just beautiful. So I am very happy in how it came out, and I cannot wait to display it. And someone said to me, where do you display things? Well, I have 2 shelves in this craft room that I have a lot of things that you ladies and guys have made for me, and I have them displayed. So this one may not go up now just because there really is no room, and I don't want it crowded. So I'm going to be switching rooms here soon, and I will have shelving and everything will be displayed. So anyway, after I made that, while I was making that, I kept thinking to myself, I want to alter some balsa boxes. So I did. I looked inside my altar box drawer, and I found 3. 2 that were new shapes, and I believe my friend Crafty Irina gave these to me. And then I had one from the old shape. So let's move the sign out the way and let me show you what I have been up to. Okay, so ever since I began altering these balsa boxes using napkins, I refuse to go back. I will never paper another balsa box as long as my hiney points toward the ground. So I pulled out some napkins, and my Crafty Irina had shared these napkins with me, as well as some of you other ladies. So I used that one. I used this one. Aren't these pretty? Gorgeous. And I used this one. Just beautiful. Just reminds me of birthday. So I altered a box. It has a kind of birthday something to it. But what you have to remember is when you are using the napkins, the back has a white back. Sometimes it's 2 sheets, and you really need to take that off because you want to Mod Podge the napkin and not the napkin with this white paper attached. And you'll be able to see. You can see the back of that one, and you can see this one, and you can tell that there is another layer of tissue on this one, and it isn't on this one here. So you want to strip these napkins down to the bare bones. And once you all put the Mod Podge on the balsa box, this is what you're going to put on it, and you're going to smooth it lightly and do your thing. Okay, so here's the birthday one I use. I use this paper here because I saw those cake pops and it reminded me of birthday. And here's the box that I altered. And again, I use the Mod Podge gloss. Oh, Lord Jesus. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. Okay, make sure it didn't fall apart. Okay. Mod Podge gloss. And I put it on the box first. I just pick an area. So I usually will do this bottom part, all the back, all the way around like that. And then I layer the tissue. And I put it up on the fan to let it dry. And then I do another layer of Mod Podge on top of the tissue. And then I let it dry. And however the wrinkles come when I fold it into the balsa box, I don't care. So the more crinkly, the more vintage it looks, especially if the napkin is from that era. But then once it dries, then you have like napkin on the side. So then I just kind of trim it up, file it down, you know, whatever pieces are hanging over. And I do remove the button and the string. And then once it's all finished, I put them back. And then I began to decorate. Now this one here, it had that birthday feel to me again. So I found these stickers by Momenta in my stash. And these are from Big Lots, I believe. And typically I don't purchase stickers like this. But for the most part, it was, they're kind of raised up on some dimensions. So they do look kind of, they offer some texture. So it just had this balloons on one side, and then it had this sundae on the other side, and then the paper. The knob has one of these clear, where is it? This is from Recollections. These rhinestone stickers, which are gorgeous. So if you don't have them, you need to run and go get a pack because they are really, really cute. So I put that over the knob. Now I did use some vintage photo on the sides because the Balsa boxes are like a white wood, and I just wanted to tone it down a notch. So I just kind of hit it, you know, brushed the vintage photo brush over it, and applied the rhinestone sticker to the button and put this back on. And then I just used a white Recollection flower, and then there is a pink rose back here with this spray. That's it. I really want the napkin to get all the attention. Now these sprays here, I purchased at Hobby Lobby. This cute little green spray, and it has beads in it as well. But you'll see one right here. This little whimsical one here. And I made that one. Now I have purchased them from Elise, but I made this one here, and I'll show you how. So this is my first Balsa box. I like to call it the birthday one. And then the second one I made is using this napkin here. And of course, once it hit the Balsa box with the glue, the color sort of kind of changed. And this is that style box that has that little purse look about it. Okay, so the same thing. I Mod Podged it. I applied the rhinestone sticker to the knob, and I added a chain because these Balsa boxes have these little knobs on the side, and they had a little string on them, but I took the string off because it was kind of corny. And I just used this cute little Martha Stewart chain. When she was having her 80% off sale at Michael's, I picked up a couple of these, and they came in several colors: blue, green, purple. Yeah. So I used this chain here, and this is like a green one. Okay. On the side, I just did a little bird, and I'll show you where he came from. If you love Studio 112, that's where he came from. Okay. And then on the other side, I just did this feather. And if you like Jolie's, that's where that came from. So anytime I like a mini album or my Balsa boxes, the first thing I like to do is when I figure out what the paper or the napkin I'm going to use, then I start bringing out embellishments that I think I might perhaps want to try. And that's kind of what I'll decorate with. Otherwise, I'm in here searching for hours, and we don't have time for that. Remember, we just have to pull it out and trust yourself and just use it. Goodness. So then on the front, again, I wanted the napkin to have all the attention. This is one of these tags from K & Company. It's from the Brenda Walton. It's metal art. I'm sure you've seen it. I just dug this out, and I had 2 packs of them. So I just put one on top with one of the Michael's flowers because it's peach. And that's all I did with this box, with the chain. That's it. Now, I do plan on putting a few goodies inside, just a little something, and I'm going to send these out, all 3 of them, I'm going to send out in a rack. And you can see how the color changes again once it hits the box. It gets a little darker. So really, really cute. And only thing I did on the side to hook this chain on is use some of these cute little, and I think these are, I'm not sure if they're Martha Stewart, but you can kind of see they have a wire look to them. A rope look, I'm sorry. If that's a focus. Anyway, they're really cute. And I just opened them up, put them through the holes, put the chain on, and tighten it up. Okay, so that's my second one. And then my third one is made with this paper here, this napkin. Beautiful, beautiful. And it's right here. Same thing. Okay, wanted to keep it simple, so I just did the same thing. I added some of those beautiful bronze, actually, let's see what the name of these are called. Stamped flourishes, that's what they're called. So I added one on one side and the other. The rhinestone sticker on top of the knob. And then this tag that says The Sweet Life. And then that little flower there came from this pack. Don't have the name, but I'm sure you've seen it. Someone recently sent me this. I believe I just got this from CJ. I believe. Yes, I believe. So I just pulled off a couple of the butterflies that were there and applied them here. So there's a little butterfly there, and the cute little flower there. And then on the back there was a butterfly, but I guess I must have taken it off because it's not there. So there you go. Really cute, really simple. I didn't do anything to the inside, so when the person gets it, they will just open it up and it will have a few goodies inside. Okay. So that was my Balsa box. I got that off my chest. And then I also have been following a tutorial. Oh, there's the butterfly. I knew I had another one. I knew I wasn't cray. So let's just stick it right back there. So I was following a tutorial by Nurse Tara 04. And if you recall, she had made the beaded sprays. And these are the beaded sprays that I'm talking about. Okay. These are from Elise. If you purchase any goodies from Elise, you remember she sold these in her shop. They are really pretty behind flowers and cards and on your projects. Well, Nurse Tara made some herself, and then she did a tutorial, and I showed you a couple of days ago the few that I made, and I've been back to the drawing board since then, and I made a few more. So like there's a green one that I made. Okay, and these were with some really tiny seed beads. But then I went back to Michael's and I got a few larger ones. So let me show you the ones that I made. So I have some pink ones and some black ones. And I've had some hits and I've had some misses, but for the most part, they came out okay. So here are the pink ones, and I just made several different sizes. Okay, so there is a pink one. See, different sizes. That's pretty big. That's pretty narrow, leafy. I mean, I've gotten addicted to these. I think they look so good behind flowers. There's some right there. And then I tried my hand at some black ones. So here's one here. You can see there. And then I used the seed beads, and then I created that one there, and you can see it has four clear beads on it. And then I use some black with some gray. And this has netting behind it. I don't know if you can see it, but it does. It has some black netting behind it. But you have to be careful so that you don't have too much glue on it. And so that was fun to do. So I did those pink and black. I didn't want to do too many white because I have a lot of white. Let me see. Here goes some. Okay, so here are two that I made, and I used like a chicken wire back. Can you see that? That came out really cute. That was really different. And then I made two with a smaller bead, and this is like a really soft pink. And you can see the netting behind that. And that netting was given to me just the other day when Louisa gave me, sent me her her rack that we did a swap, excuse me. She made a basket, and inside the basket was a big doily, and it was this netting. And I was able to use that netting to put behind these two sprays. So thank you for that, Louisa. And then I made 3 white ones, and again, they also have the fabric behind them. And see, they're all different shapes and sizes, but I think that just adds to the project look. And then here's one that this pack of beads had all 3 colors, like a pink, a brown, and a clear. So I just made with one of each color. And then here's another pink one. And then I made this black and white one, and it has the netting behind it. Here's a black one with the netting. Now this is with the seed bead, the really skinny small ones. And it also has netting behind it as well. And then the last one is this pink one. So I have been busy. These are really fun. I'm whipping up a few for some friends. But then I wanted to show you this here. Now these I purchased from Elise. Cute. I don't even know what you call them. Do you call them sprays? They're just so fun and funky looking. So I thought I would make some, and I showed you how I made this one here in my flower. Okay, there it is there. So what I use, because what I've had for the longest time, I've had these, this is from Martha Stewart. This is her gems, buttons, sequins, and more buttons in the back here. Let me just put you back some. Okay, so there is some sequins in here that I've had forever. And then just the other day, I got some Happy Mail and was sent this little jar of sequins. And that's when I saw this and I thought, I'm going to try to make these bead sprays. So I pulled out my beads, and I started out using this right here. Now this is a stem from a flower. If you get a lot of flowers, you'll know they'll either have white stems, these things here, or green ones. So I tend to save these. I have a bunch of green, I have a bunch of white. So I started out with one of these here and made this one here. So I have a clear bead on top. And then I just made a small little loop on the top. And I know you ladies are going to ask for a tutorial. That'll probably have to be another night. And then I just began to layer beads and sequins, beads and sequins, beads and sequins. And I use the tacky glue, the clear tacky glue. And just like I do my stick pins, I kind of like wet the stem with the glue as I'm applying the beads, and then I push them down, like so, and then I hang them upside down on my shelf over here. I have like a sponge underneath the shelf, so I'm just able to like stick them up under it, and then they just hang upside down until they dry. So I made 3. I used one on the balsa box, and here is the second one. And then I made this one here. Now the beads on here are a little bit whiter as opposed to these. They're a little more translucent. I don't know if you can see that or not. These are so much fun. And then I made this one here with some seed beads that were white, white, white. And the sequence is pink, pink, pink. So just different. But I think these are so fun to add, especially when you're doing a spray. And you can just have all this funky beads going on and these sprays and this netting. And I just think it looks so, so cute. So that's what I have been doing. And I so appreciate first learning of these from buying these from Elise. Again, go over to Lisi46. channel or visit her Etsy shop, Pretties by Elise, and she is where I got these from. So if she doesn't have any, just make mention of them, and I'm sure she'll try to get some more. If not, then you need to pull out your sequins, which I know we all have, and pull out some clear beads and start keeping these stems and create your own. And I would love to see what you ladies come up with, because this was just fun. And to keep them, you know, simple white and pink was fun. But, I mean, you can just do whatever color you like. Just whatever. So that is all I have for you tonight. And we're going to close this session of Miss Cooper's Coop. It is now 11:23. We're going to close this session, and I'll be back maybe tomorrow. I feel like I need to make some cards, some specific cards, like birthday cards. So I'll probably poke in and do that. Otherwise, I hope everyone has a wonderful week. It's just been raining really all day here in Seattle, which is, you know, the norm. But it's been in spurts, like it's pouring outside, and then it would stop, and then it would start pouring again, and then it would stop. So I just didn't know when to go out, and I had some things to take to the Goodwill, and I just thought, nope. So I haven't left the house at all today, and it really feels good. So thanks again, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now.